All right, Chad. Well, back here in Starkville, I mean, how's it feel for you to be back home and getting a chance to coach for the home team?
Good. It's what I wanted, what I started coaching for. So to finally be back here feels really good. Excited, ready to get going.
Walk me through the process of you coming back. I mean, what were those conversations like with Coach Arnett, and how quickly did he contact you and all that?
Um, Real easy, easy conversation. He's easy to talk to. He called me either the night he got named or the next day, but it was really soon. And just, hey, are you interested in coming home? I got every intention on bringing you back, and we were able to get it done. So a little bit before the bowl game, or before Christmas actually, went through the whole bowl process and then made it official. So
What do
it
you
was
think?
easy.
What do you think was kind of the determining factor for him? I mean, obviously he thought that you were going to be an important piece. I mean, what did he kind of pitch to you? Why he wanted you here?
Obviously, we had success on the field at Utah, but I think the biggest thing is he's built this staff with Mississippi guys with Mississippi ties. Being from here, playing here, having relationships with a lot of high school coaches in the state, I think that was big as far as what he was trying to build the staff around.
Yeah, he had mentioned last month that recruiting Mississippi was a big priority for him. I guess I'm sure you did a little bit at Utah, but I guess how much are you looking forward to recruiting the state, and how important do you think it is to build the program with a foundation of Mississippi guys being in Mississippi?
Very important. Very important. The best teams we've had here have been teams that have been dominated by guys from this state or the footprint. But I'm super excited, happy to get back out here again. There's a lot of relationships and people that I know in this state that I haven't been able to talk to in a while. So just to be able to get back out on the road and go see some of these guys and recruit some real talent and try to keep that talent at home in maroon and white.
A lot of these receivers were already in place whenever you got here, but you got Freddie Roberson that was just announced earlier. I mean, what's your thoughts on this group so far that you've inherited and the ones that you brought into?
Hadn't been able, I mean, obviously you watch film. Hadn't been able to see them move a lot in person. We had a team run yesterday and we were able to see some guys move around. There's some athletes, right? You got some guys that can do some really good things. We just got to get them in the right spots, right? Find our best group of guys who can help us win. Find ways to get them the ball in positions where they can be successful.
I was asking Tony Hughes if, obviously he's been in this a long time, but I asked him if you were the first guy he had coached under that actually coached beside him now. How neat is that dynamic?
Really weird. It's good though. So there's Coach Hughes, who's safeties, Coach Knox, who's running backs, and Coach Turner was D-line. So the first day Turner was here, he walked in the locker room. He's like, hey, last time I was here, you in the other locker room. So it's good, man. Those are good guys who helped me a lot, not being a part of their position, but just being able to learn from them. So it was really good for me.
I think you recruited Freddie some at Utah. You kind of had that previous relationship. I mean, what do you like about him, and what does he bring to this team next year?
I think he is a bigger guy who has some slot-like twitch. I think he can do some really good things with the ball in his hands. Obviously gives us some depth outside. I think he's going to play outside for us. And then you look at him playing at Eastern Washington, his best games were against Power 5 teams, the Oregons, the Floridas. You turn the film on and he looks like he belongs. And I think he's a guy who's going to come in and give us some immediate help on the outside.
When you took the job, you had already gone through early signing day, so you got a bunch of receivers that signed that you didn't recruit. What are those conversations like when you first come on board to talk to those guys and get to know them?
I mean, really simple. Again, didn't recruit you here, but again, being the receiver coach here, nothing will change as far as our plan for you. We still have a lot of guys in place, and obviously you were recruited here for a reason, and we're going to do everything we can to put you in position where you can find some success. I knew Nakai Poole. I recruited him a little bit, so that conversation was easy, but and Justin Brown as well. So just getting to know everybody else, it's been good.
You were hired before Coach Barbay was hired, but I know you had a previous relationship with him. You kind of knew him pretty well. What's your thoughts on him and this offense that he's brought?
Yeah, I love it. And again, the constant message he said to me is we have to find guys who can score at any given time and put the ball in their hands, right? And as a receiver, that's what you want to hear, right? Somebody who's going to find a way to put us in position to do what we do well. right? He likes to push the ball downfield, which I love. And he moves guys around. You may be a slot receiver. We may line you up outside, run a quick screen, line you up in some wildcat stuff. But he is very adamant about getting those guys the ball in space and letting them make us look like smart coaches.
You got a lot of different bodies in your receiver room. You got some really fast guys like Xavier too. You got some big bodies. I guess how important is it to have guys that can give you different things on the field?
You need it, right? You need a complete receiver room. You need your slot guys who are twitchy, make people miss, and then you have to have those big guys who can win in the boundary one-on-one, right? That are really good against press, big physical guys that when they get challenged at the line of scrimmage, they can win. Right, you got your speed guys who you got your speed guys who can take the top off, and then you got a lot of guys who play some quarterback, right? And we're running a lot of option and choice routes, and you have to see the field like the quarterback sees it. You got to see the same thing on defense. So I'm loving it, right? We got a lot of guys who can do some good things.
Obviously, Tulu, entered the portal. You got him back. How important is he for this offense
He's huge,
this year?
man. He is huge. He's one of those guys, right? You talk about, hey, identify the guys who you can put the ball in their hands. He's a guy who immediately comes to mind. He's been successful at this level, not only in special teams, but on offense. And again, as an offensive staff, we've talked about we need to put the ball in his hands more, right? Find more ways to get him the ball, whether it's a fly sweep, whether it's wildcat, whether it's choice route, whether it's a ball downfield. He's going to touch the ball a lot more, and I'm excited to coach him.